Hey, what's going on, guys? This is what we got going on kind of so far. My girlfriend come over and didn't really want to be on camera too much, so I just kind of put her to work behind the scenes. I'm doing a little bit of cable management. Pretty much all I got left to do is wire up some fans, kind of get them all wired up. I've got three dark flash fans wired up to the controller. They're in the front here. Got a few like three 140 millimeter cooler master and one in the top there, so I'm gonna navigate and move stuff around, but give you an idea of what all we got going on. And yeah, that's the build I just did the other day. Swapped all my parts out of this case and put in the Lee & Lee Land Cool 2. Check out the video on it. It's kind of pieced together, but we've kind of got, grab a little bit of a flashlight, maybe that'll help. Got a gigabyte B450 motherboard, 16 gigs of gskill, 3200 megahertz RAM. It doesn't glow. I think the cooler does light up a little ring around the CPU cooler. It's a Thermaltake View 31 case. Let's see, there's an EVGA 750 watt gold power supply. And for now, we've got her a EVGA 3 gig 1060. Probably next month, go ahead and upgrade her to like a 2060, get her into ray tracing a little bit. Cable management ain't too bad, a little better with her parts than what I had with my parts. I had a heck of a lot more going on inside my case. Different fans, I think I had about 15 fans wired up just trying to keep my graphics card cool. But yeah, she did a good job. She mounted in the, kind of put the power supply in. I wired up the motherboard and went ahead and showed her where the 24 pin went and the 8 pin on the motherboard just to power it. And just kind of had her use a screwdriver here and there. Before she got here, I went ahead and mounted the motherboard inside the case and everything. So just didn't want her to crank too tight and crack the PCB board or anything. And we've got the vertical GPU bracket, so she can kind of at least see the video card. It ain't going to be all lit up or nothing too crazy, but most of the fans I'm putting in has some kind of RGB going on. Probably move that dark flash down to the bottom and get that off that wall, because I don't want air to suck in and just go right out them holes. I did have fans mounted there, but it was kind of a bad idea, I guess, just sucking air straight out of it. But I did have hard drives mounted there, so I figured they at least kind of help keep the hard drives a little cooler. But got to put some, like the mesh filter back down in the bottom, and pop the front panel and the mesh on the top. But still got some fan wiring to do, and shouldn't take me too awful long. I got to add in a cooler master controller there, add that in to run the I think it's 4 140s that I got, so I may just try to put 2 on the inside sucking air in, 1 sucking air in, and 1 in the back sucking air out, and a fan sucking air out. So just trying to figure out the best optimal airflow and keeping parts cool. I know her graphics card's not going to run as hot as my 2060 Super. It's the Gigabyte Aorus model, and it's a hot card, I have to say. Any problems I have or any heat coming out of my computer is because of that graphics card. So eventually I may just try to sell it and upgrade to a 2070 that doesn't even glow, and just use neons to get a little reflection or something just to show my parts off. But she does have a neon light strip I hot glue gunned up inside here, so it's already wired up and ready to go. But yeah, pretty much just wire up a few fans and got her set up, and hit the power button, see what she does, let her cycle and boot, and then get Windows 10 on this bad boy. As far as storage on this, we've got a 2 terabyte Seagate Barracuda. And then I've got a 256 SSD Samsung 850 Pro. So that ought to be a real good SSD for her. So yeah, other than that, my wire management and stuff does look a lot more neater than what I had in my parts in it, because I had so many fans. I had a bunch of splitters and it was a nightmare of wires. And I have to say, hers with less parts looks a lot cleaner. So even though this side here will probably be against the desk or something like that, it'll help hide everything. And then the opposite side, she can go ahead and kind of show the opposite side and have a little bit of neon going on and looking good. But yeah, we'll pause the video, get the fans wired up, and I'll keep you clued in on how things go, and we'll maybe try to do a little recording of it booting, or at least a finished product with all the lights lit up, and show you what I come up with there. But yeah, it's my girlfriend's build, so stay tuned. I'll keep you informed on how it goes. Alright, keep you updated here. We pretty well installing Windows 10 there. Got her PC up and running. One fan is kind of fading out, doing like blue and green, and there's one fan on the inside kind of fading out, doing blue and green. So, and I've got a Cooler Master controller, and for some reason, you know, there's 4 ports on that controller, and each one of these fans is on a port, and for some reason, like that fan and that fan are fading out. So I'm going to run a splitter off these 2 channels and then just run these fans. So all 4 of them should be matching collars by the time I get Windows done and kind of mess with it. I don't think that the software is going to let me do much adjusting, considering they're kind of like fading out. I don't quite understand. There are 4-pin RGB headers on them fans, and in the control box has a little tiny plug, and then the other end is 4-pin. So I mean, 4-pin to 4-pin, it ought to be working correctly, but I just don't quite understand why they're fading out. But I've got some RGB splitter cables, and they're 4-pin, so I'll just run one of them off of 2 good slots or whatever off that controller and kind of go from there. And get the front on this computer and the sides back on. I'm just going to get Windows 10 kind of installed and ready to go. And once I get Windows done, I'll shut it down and then just throw them splitters in there and put the side panels and the glass on it. And might do another little finishing up video of what she looks like and how it's running there. Might be able to get a game or 2 on, or at least want to get the Wi-Fi adapter hooked up, get her graphics card installed correctly, and any kind of drivers I might need, or programs or anything like that, which there's no burner, and don't have to worry about too much software for her. It's more gaming. So yeah, all PC's videos kind of together, and might have something worth watching by the time I get done with it. But yeah, it turned out looking a pretty build, and I got 3 dark flash fans across the front, 1 in the bottom, 1 in the back. Just a little bit of airflow. Might be able to adjust the lights on that cooler too. I'm not too for sure. Get into maybe the Gigabyte software for the motherboard, and it might let me control it. Then again, it's kind of hard to tell. I'm not totally for sure if that's an RGB or if it's just yellow or what, but yeah, it still looks pretty good. And then there is a neon strip up inside of here. It tends to stay on purple, but we use the controller, and she can pick whatever color she wants, or make it flicker and flash, or whatever. But it'll be glowing a little bit, just show off her parts. It was kind of my main concern. Wanted to get her a little bit of RGB. It didn't have to glow like mine, but at least a little bit of funk in there on it. But yeah, it turned out being a pretty good build. A big old case for such small parts and stuff. You know, a little smaller B450 motherboard, and a poor single fan 1063 gig. But that'd be good enough for now until we get her like an RTX 2060, and you know, that'll at least jam out GTA 5 and a couple other games to keep her occupied the rest of this month, and until we upgrade and get her a little better video card. Well, guys, that's it for now. Let's get Windows done, and I'll keep you posted here. Alright, finish up the last bit of the video here. Got the front back on the computer. Got all the 4 fans to match. The 2 Cooler Master in the top and the 2 on the inside. They all match the same color now. Got a few games installed, Mafia 3 and some Far Cry's, and A few other games she might tear into and enjoy, but for now she got a little Dell mouse and crappy little keyboard till we get her something a little RGB, a little better, and kind of go from there. But at least kind of show you the inside a little bit. Yep, all the fans are doing pretty good, cycling through the same collars at least. And I still got to put like Cooler Master software on there to possibly see about controlling the collars and the Gigabyte software for the motherboard. And I've got an external burner I can hook up and just install that disk and kind of go from there. But yeah, it ought to be a good little jamming computer for her to tear into and have a little bit of fun. And like I say, we're going to upgrade the graphics to it here in the future. But yeah, for now it would be a decent little build for her, and add another like a 2 terabyte hard drive or bigger, just put a few more games on. We're going to start a Steam account and get her going with some Steam. Get a few games she wants off of there, and I know she's going to want her Minecraft. So yeah, that's pretty well all she wrote. A little bit of software, but other than that, computer's running fine. Temperatures are great. Not nearly as bad a heat coming out like my PC. My 2060 Super tends to punch out the heat, so that little 1060, I don't think it's going to do much on getting the computer too hot on the inside. And let alone I got enough fans in there, it's cycling some pretty good cool air out of it. The front fan is sucking air in, and that back fan sucking air out. So, and then the back fan is sucking air out. So I got at least 2 exhaust fans, and the temperature it's coming out of it's pretty decent. I mean, there ain't really any heat whatsoever, not compared to mine. But yeah, if we do any upgrades or anything, I'll keep you guys posted on what we do. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and keep an eye out for more videos.